Hello, welcome to Thor Talk, the show all about Marvel's resident God of Thunder. On this episode of Thor Talk, Thor displays another one of his many abilities, ASTRAL PROJECTION, in order to defuse a hostage situation. The lives of 50 people rest in Thor's ability to explain to a grieving man why the gods can't fix everything on Thor Talk.
I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard, and this world is under my protection.
Thor, Heaven and Earth number 2 was written by Paul Jenkins and was published in August of 2011. Before you utter a word, I don't care about you. I don't care who or what you are. I don't care if you're a man, or a god, or the devil himself. Then what do you care about? I care about the answer to one simple question. If you get it wrong, everyone dies. The man in the chair with the trigger is Wayne Markley. He was rich and successful once, but he could not save his own son Frankie, who died jumping off a ledge trying to imitate his hero Spider-Man. Markley swore revenge on Spider-Man, becoming Fusion. He's killed hundreds before, and now he has the lives of 50 more people in his hands. He's made it clear that the lives of these people are not important to him. What's important is your answer to my question. Enough. Ask it. 2 years ago, my innocent son took a piece of string to the top of a warehouse and threw himself off. He perished believing he could be just like his hero. My question is, will you bring him back? I cannot. You people do the impossible every day. Well, everyone will know what you did here today. This blood is on your hand. Wait, stay your hand. Please. What you ask is impossible. It will cause more harm than good. You people can fly in and out of time and you can't return one innocent little boy to life? No. But you must let me show you why. I don't want to know why. There are two sides to everything. Good and bad. Up and down. Life and death. I am merely showing you both. Where are you taking me? Nowhere. You're sitting in an auditorium full of terrified hostages, and you still hold the trigger mechanism. These are merely our astral selves. This is one of humankind's possible futures. 50 years from now. This is a lie. It has to be. It's a trick. I know only of storms. Tricks are for my half-brother. In the astral plane, Thor shows Markley a possible future in which melting polar ice causes the waters to rise nearly 2 meters. Humanity stemmed the tide with dams and levees that cost trillions of dollars, but it was too little too late. The waters continued to rise, and hundreds of thousands perished. Humanity knew that these things were going to happen, but they chose to ignore the problem. There are two sides to every possible future. At any point you may go onward or back, up or down, left or right, heaven or hell, life or death. Thor shows Markley another possible future. The same amount of time, but with different results. One where humanity decides to do something about the problem. They create channels, they plant, they seek out and discover diesel biofuel, and the waters rise a mere 2 inches over 50 years. Thor returns them both to their bodies, and explains that the fate of the planet rests in the hands of humanity. But all this is done is convince Markley that Thor really can do anything, so he can bring his son back. I have only one secret to tell, the secret why we cannot interfere. If we save you from yourselves every time you stumble and fall, ask yourself, what must you inevitably become? Puppets. Perhaps we of Asgard could return a facsimile of your son to you, but have you considered the cost? If I give you what you want, it would never be what you need, for it removes your choices, to go left, to go right, to live or die, to kill or have mercy. Get out. I said get out! All of you get out! The hostages flee to safety, and now only 2 remain. It was a nice speech, Thor, but it was a lie. I did not lie to you. Tell me, are you going to try and stop me? I thought so. You're going to try and prevent what happens next. You do not have to die. Then your idea of free will is an illusion. You came here to prevent it, didn't you? That is different. Where is he? Where's my son? Always on your mind, alive in your heart. Does he forgive me? That will depend on you. I can't forgive myself. No! How many times can a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Whether or not Markley actually believed Thor is kind of irrelevant, because Thor knows from experience that he speaks the truth. There was a time when Thor became king of Asgard, and he chose to bring Asgard to Earth so that the gods could look over the mortals. On one occasion, Thor was presented with the exact same request that Markley brought before him, as a mother begged Thor to bring her daughter back to life. This time, Thor brought the girl back to life, but she had no soul, and Thor ended up doing more harm than good. Thor also ensured that humanity's every need was provided for: food, medicine, resources. But having been given everything, humanity became like a lethargic zoo animal, apathetic, and with no desire to do anything except lay around. When Thor realized the error of his ways, he went back in time and gave his younger self the knowledge of what happened so that he would never make the same mistakes ever again. When Markley brought up such questions and requests, Thor was undoubtedly reminded of what had happened and used the astral plane to show that humanity should control their own fate. Finally, by doing this, Thor shows that he is capable of one of Doctor Strange's most famous abilities, astral projection. Well, that's all for this episode of Thor Talk. If you want to keep up with and support Thor Talk, simply subscribe. Once again, I'd like to formally state that all art and video is owned by its respective companies, and I own none of it. With that said, see you next time on Thor Talk, where
You'll be holding